Hey everybody, this is Law and Society. I just wanted to come on and talk to you briefly about Donald Trump's dangerous regime change lie. So, I think it was like last week or 10 days ago, when talking about Iran, Speaker Mike Johnson quite casually slipped in how there was a generational change in the regime. And I said at that time that I'm going to wait to see if Donald Trump picks up on it. And that's exactly what Donald Trump has done. Donald Trump posted on Truth Social where uh, he says more than once that there has been a regime change in Iran. So he picks up on Mike Johnson's false narrative because the Iranian regime has not changed. The Islamic regime and the way that the Ayatollahs are in power and the way that the supreme leader is still an Ayatollah and it remains an Islamic republic, that regime has not changed. What has happened is that the current leadership of that regime, before Donald Trump took to this war, has been eliminated. So a new generation in the same regime is now in power. So to say that the regime has been changed puts Americans in danger because it causes Americans to put our guard down governmentally and socially, and there's nothing to show that Iran will stop its animosity towards American interests through asymmetrical means. And whatever terrorist threat that existed that Iran posed before this war, before this attack by the United States, that threat now, with the new generation of the old regime, that threat is greater, not lesser. Even if there is a negotiation and the troops withdraw and there are no more bombings happening, Iran is not going to forgive or forget this particular attack. And it's going to destabilize the world to show how it is not going to comply with the Western world or the United States, and it'll never stop saying death to the United States because the regime is still the same. And Donald Trump is threatening to bomb Iran's oil stocks, their power plants, and their water desalination plants. The power plants, the bombing of these civilian and necessary utilities is a war crime. They are war crimes. But Donald Trump is coming out on Truth Social saying that if Iran doesn't accept their agreement and negotiate, then United States will bomb their oil stocks, their power plants, their water desalination plants. And while he is doing this, he is completely oblivious to the fact that Iran can also hack into any digitized power grid or water treatment grid in the Western world. And if Donald Trump goes ahead with attacking Iran's water desalination and power plants, Iran is going to completely open up their asymmetrical warfare Pandora's box and will hack through America's power grid and water treatment centers. We also have water treatment centers. We also have power generation centers. And these are digitized here. So the threat that Donald Trump's actions could pose is far higher than what the threat of Iran's regime was before Donald Trump started this war. And it's it's so bizarre and completely diabolical, the fact that what we are trying to do now, which is open the Strait of Hormuz, is a result, is the consequence of Donald Trump's actions. It wasn't an objective before Donald Trump attacked Iran, because Iran wasn't blockading the Strait of Hormuz. And so we are now in a place where the Strait of Hormuz is being blocked and rationed by Iran, and Donald Trump is threatening to destroy their power and water plants. I mean, which are war crimes, yeah, but they're war crimes. Why? Because that will really, it would kill millions and millions of people who will die of thirst if water desalination plants are attacked. And Donald Trump is openly saying he wants to do that, and he thinks that that bellicose rhetoric is going to force Iran into negotiating. When Iran is continuing to double down and continue to show that they want to teach America an economic lesson. And they're teaching us an economic lesson to the tune of over $1 billion a day, which is over $1,000 million per day. And that cost is even going to get more and more and more as American consumers and Western consumers have to pay for gasoline at higher rates and higher and higher and higher rates, where energy costs will go up, 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 and up unless you divest and go into renewables. And doing that won't happen overnight. So the pain is going to stay for quite a while. Anyway, I wanted to come and tell you this and tell you that, yeah, he has picked up on that false narrative, and we as Americans, we as whoever picks up on it, needs to warn everybody else. I'm doing just that. So thank you for listening, and I will talk to you soon.